Guys, you're here once again to bring you our predictions for the FIFA 2026 World Cup for Group B, which includes teams Switzerland, Qatar, Bosnia, and Canada. So I and Steve will be going through some team stats, recent games, and some other data to try to come up with our predictions for the teams that I think would go forward to the next round of 32. So, without any further ado, I'll be transferring it to Steve to start with Switzerland. Steve, what do you think about Switzerland? Do you think that Switzerland has what it takes to make it to the next round?
Yeah, Group B is another interesting group with some good teams in that group. For Switzerland, Switzerland um, is a very good team. They've have the highest number of appearance in this particular group with over 12 appearances. And this particular World Cup will be their 13th appearance in the World Cup. They have some crop of good players like um, Manuel Akanji and the legendary Granit Xhaka. Also have some couple of overseas players like Noah Okafor that plays for Leeds, Mbolo that plays for Rennes. So all in all, I think Switzerland is a very experienced team for World Cup, and also they have a couple of good players. And I think in their last three appearances, they've always reached the round of 16. So yeah, I believe that this team it's a very good team.
Yeah. So I just so you're saying you think Switzerland is gonna, and you were mentioning squad. Like for me, to be honest, apart from Granit Xhaka and Akanji, they're not. Do you think there are other players in this team that give it that depth that it needs to pull through?
Yeah, it's a good crop of players. They also have Ruben Vargas that plays for Sevilla. They have a couple of players that play, or a player that plays for AC. So all in all, I think it's a good team. It's a good team with a bit of experience in the team. So I see Switzerland as one of a very good contender in this particular group.
Sounds good. Like, let me just even quickly take a look at their previous matches. I see here that they had a friend. They played friendlies with Jordan and won 4-1. I don't know much about Jordan. Do you know much about Jordan to see if that kind of win is significant? They also played a friendlies with Germany, and they lost to Germany 4-3, scoring 3 goals against the German team. That's making a real statement. In the World Cup qualifiers group stage, they beat Sweden 4-1, and Sweden is no small team either.
Yes.
They drew one. They drew 1-1 with Kosovo. So I don't know much about Kosovo. It looks like it's an emergent team in Europe, but 1-1. I don't know much about that. And they beat Sweden again. So yeah, and even in the World Cup qualifiers, and they beat Kosovo 4-0. But now they're drawn with Kosovo. The recent match they drew with Kosovo. They beat Sweden twice. They lost against Germany. So yeah, this is a very promising team for sure. Based on just their previous track record, I think that Switzerland is going to be a force to reckon with in Group B, and probably one of the teams to watch out for sure. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Canada. What do you think about Canada, Steve? Do you think that Canada has what it takes to get the
Uh,
job done in qualification?
Canada is a very interesting team. I think this is their third appearance in the World Cup. I think the first time they went to the World Cup was in 1986, and in Qatar 2022. So yeah, Canada, but in Qatar they lost all their three games in Qatar. But Canada has been a team that has been building up onto this World Cup. They actually qualified being the hosts, so they really did not play so much of the qualification like other teams. But yes, they've built group of promising players. I'll say they have promising players like Tani Oluwaseyi that plays for Villarreal, um, and a couple of other good players that they've brought together. So yeah, Canada is a good team, but I don't think they've been properly tested. I think their last game they beat Uzbekistan 2-0. They drew with Tunisia, drew with Iceland, and they beat Guatemala. That's their last four games. So uh, an interesting team, but not a very well tested team.
Yeah, and as it's looking at right now, it's like they have one friendly game, but with against Ireland tomorrow, so that would also give us more data. But right now, yeah, they beat Uzbekistan 2-0. Yeah, Uzbekistan on the footballing stage, we don't have that. We don't have them on our radar so much, so we don't really know what that is. What um, they drew against Iceland. They won 1-0 against Guatemala, and in the CONCACAF quarterfinal, they actually drew 1-1 with Guatemala. So it's probably like an improvement from their last meeting with Guatemala. But yeah, the teams, these games Canada have played in the past have not, it's not really giving us a clear idea of how strong they are, because there are so many other teams that would really give us an indication. Tunisia, of all these teams, I think is one of the closest teams to give us how strong Canada is. So if they could hold Tunisia to a clean sheet, I think that that's a good result. And also their talisman, Alfonso Davies, is recovering from a hamstring injury, so that could be a cause for alarm in the Canadian camp. But we'll find out. I think that most times when the talisman has is out of the team, that's when new players step up and they play good football. So we're looking forward to seeing that kind of phenomenon replicate itself in this scenario. But to also give credit to other players in the Canadian team, we have like Jonathan David from Juventus,
Yeah,
um, Kyle Larin from Feyenoord, and we have players from Villarreal, Norwich City. So these are very these are strong teams. Marseille, Porto. So I think the Canadian team is actually looking is looking dangerous.
it's a
They have
promising
good
team.
squad depth.
I'll describe them as a promising team. Yeah,
Yeah, like a promising team. So yeah, the word promising, yeah, that's good. Promising is good. Um, and I they're playing in their home territory, so that can even motivate them to even play better than what they would expect when your fans, the stadiums are packed with your fans wearing your jerseys and singing your songs in your home territory. I think that would be even an extra boost, and that spirit of football might just come into play, and Canada starts playing even much better. So going to the next team, I think we have Bosnia. So Steve, what do you think about Bosnia? Do you think that Bosnia has what it takes to qualify from this group?
yeah. Bosnia, all in all, is a good team with legendary uh, Jezeko, Edin Zeko, played for Man City at a point in time in his career. Currently plays for uh, Shaka 04. Now, this Bosnia team was the team that actually removed Italy in the playoff in Europe UEFA qualification. So they are a good team, though they removed them Italy via penalties in the playoff. But that points to you that it's not a team that you can just write off. So though in their recent game they drew Macedonia in a friendly, but I don't think you can write off this Bosnia team with a crop of good players here and there in the team.
Sounds good. Yeah, you mentioned Macedonia. I think Macedonia also tried prevented Italy from qualifying at one point too. If I can verify that quickly, I'll see if I can verify that. But yeah, so Bosnia, from what I can see, just based on their previous matchups, they drew against North Macedonia, and also um, they 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 drew with against Italy too, and then they won on penalty kicks. They drew against Wales and won on penalty kicks. They drew against Austria. They won against Romania. They drew against Cyprus. They lost against Austria. They won against San Marino, and they won against San Marino twice. So this Bosnia team, they don't like losing. Like they are very very dogged. They are stubborn, and in my opinion, I think they're the dark horses of this group. Like they are not to be taken lightly. I think they have some qualities about them, and I think we are going to recognize those qualities in this group
Yeah,
stages
they
of
also have
FIFA.
Said Kolasnik that played for Arsenal at a point in time. So they have some good players within the team. Uh,
You know that it's not even just about even having those stars. It's just basically one thing I always like to mention is the chemistry of the players playing in the team, and most times it might not be like one huge standout name, but if that chemistry exists, they are going to play beautiful football. So last but not the least is Qatar. What do you think about Qatar in Group B? Do you think Qatar has what it takes?
yeah, I think Qatar was just introduced to the FIFA World Cup in 2022, where they hosted the World Cup. And in that particular tournament, they lost almost all their group. They lost all their group games, and then they were knocked out from the group stage. But Qatar has steadily built from the last time they hosted the World Cup. They've built their team, though most of their teams played in the local league, in the Qatari league, various teams in the Qatari league, but they've built. And one of the pointers to show you how serious they are was that they brought in Luan Lopetegui, which
Yeah,
was one time the coach of Real Madrid. He has also coached Sevilla, Wolves, and West Ham. So he's a very experienced coach. That's just to show you the direction that they really, really wanted to take. So we have to, in this competition, look at how well that he has done in coaching some of these players that they've brought together. So here, Qatar it will be one team to just look how far they've come from the last um, World Cup. Looking forward
yeah.
to it.
Sounds good. I mean, you mentioned the coach. They are bringing a coach that was an ex-coach for Real Madrid, or we'll have to see if that strategy can translate to the pitch and the players and the quality of the players. I think that Qatar hosted the World Cup. They built all those facilities, and I think that probably must have gone a long way in the past 4 years in developing their own football. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing what Qatar has to offer. Let me just quickly look at the last game they played, Qatar played, and to just have an idea of
In, no,
give
in the
like
run up
lost.
to in the run up to this particular World Cup, I think they won UAE 2-1. They also drew with just to confirm, they drew with Oman. So they've been playing, maybe not they've improved from obviously their last um, show up in the World Cup. So they've actually um, improved, but yeah, this World Cup is going to test the level of improvement that has happened all in all.
Sounds good. So yeah, we have seen some things like we have explored things like squad depth, where we've explored previous matches they played and the results. So it's now high time for us to give our predictions. So for Switzerland, Steve, do you think Switzerland goes through?
Yeah, I think Switzerland will be. I expect them to be top of the group. So yeah, Switzerland goes through.
I agree with you. I think that Switzerland will qualify. I don't know about being top of the group, but I do think they will qualify. So what do you think about Bosnia?
Yeah, I think Bosnia should also qualify. Couple with, like, looking at Bosnia with the other teams in this particular group, I expect Bosnia to qualify.
Expect Bosnia to qualify? Yes, based on the type of games Bosnia have played and how they try to keep their results really like either a draw or they win the game, and which is like most of their games. I think Bosnia would qualify also. So that leaves us with Qatar and Canada. What do you think about these two teams? Do you think that who do you think will prevail, Canada or Qatar?
Yeah, like I've said, Qatar has shown signs that they really want to develop and advance with the coach they've brought in. But the teams have obviously been, most of the members of the team have obviously been based in Qatar. So it's yet to be seen how well this team has been coached. So it will be, but it will all boils down to proper coaching. But if you look at the Canadian team, they have a lot of They have some promising players in it, and looking at those promising players, coupled with the fact that they are part of the host nation or a co-host to this um, World Cup. So I expect them to be highly motivated in winning at least one or two games in this in the group stages. So I'll be tipping Canada to um, to qualify just ahead of Qatar because I feel they will have more motivation. Plus, with the squad of some exciting players that they have in the team. So yeah, I'll tip Canada to qualify just ahead of Qatar.
Yeah, man. As for me, my bias is on full display, right? Of course, I think that Canada will qualify. I think Canada will qualify over Qatar. But I expect Qatar to bring it, bring it well, and in the group stages. And I'm expecting a good matchup. I expect good competition from Qatar. I think they have come a long way, and they probably might surprise us. And that's what makes the World Cup interesting. Is like the underdogs might be the ones surprising us. But I expect Canada to go through because they're the host nation. They are in their country. They are highly motivated, and they have a good squad of very experienced players. Their talisman is injured, but I think that other players can step up if they have to. So these are our predictions. Our predictions are this time together where we have the same predictions that Switzerland will go through,
Yeah,
Bosnia will go through, and
yeah,
Canada will go through. So guys, if you agree or disagree with us, feel free to leave comments in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.